Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Yesterday was a great day, great Thanksgiving for everyone. Today is Friday, the day after, a little groggy this morning, and we're going to do things a little bit differently today. This show, we're going to kind of talk through it together a little bit more rather than me just going through, hitting all the points and everything that I like. We've got a lot of action today. We've got NBA, college basketball, NFL, college football. I mean, you pick your poison. We've got it. We're going to discuss it. We'll also cover how yesterday went. So let's get into today's packed show. Always start by putting up our record. So currently, overall, we are 22.20. Sorry, I always get this part messed up. Plus 22.28 units. $100 better. You're up 2,228 units there since October 21st, 2025. That's when we've been back. So just a little over a month and a week. You're up a little over $2,000. So not bad for anyone that has been a part of what we've been doing here and at sportbetextra.com. You've been getting all the plays. Congratulations to you, all the members. Thank you for all your support. Anyone here watching, thank you as well. So NBA, currently we are 16-8 on the season. College basketball, 43-26. They're two great records. Those are our bread and butter, as you could say. MLB, again, we talked about that, 3-0. That was only with some World Series plays we had to end the season. NFL moved to 9-8, and college football 5-10-1, slowly getting better. We were 3-10-1. We won the last two college football games. Maybe we have some more today. We'll get into those shortly. But again, all the plays you can get over at sportbetextra.com. Go subscribe, get a 7-day trial. No harm, no foul. You can sign up for free for 7 days. And if you like it, and if you win with me, you can rejoin for more 7 days or 1 month or 3 months. They're all there, all different options. So here's where we are at currently, plus 22 units and some change there. Yesterday, 2-2. We actually won a little bit. We had some plus money in there. We had Virginia Tech plus 4.5. That one was a loss. That was the free play. The other plays that we had were Colorado money line. So Colorado money line was a winner with a little bit of nice change there. It was a plus 117. Georgetown money line. That one was a loss. Went to overtime, but could not handle it there against Dayton. And then Cowboys plus 3.5. We had that one there as they win and beat the Chiefs outright. So overall, again, 22 units there. We are up, and we're going to look to improve that again today. So let's get into all of today's action. We'll start in the NFL. The game's not till 2 p.m. Central, but we'll go ahead and start talking now. I know we'll have to get into college basketball pretty soon because games are tipping off. One game's already underway right now. But let's look at the NFL and just see what we've got going on with the Bears and the Eagles. Currently, Eagles laying a 7 at home, over under total there, 43.5. Interesting game. I mean, Bears are in playoff contention. They're trying to win their division. And Eagles, on the other hand, I mean, they're, I wouldn't say firmly in first, but they're in first. Cowboys, of course, that win could cause some issues. But how did the Eagles bounce back after that loss? That was a tough one. You're up big on the Cowboys, and you let them come back and win. That's a tough one to get over. And now kind of a quick turnaround. I mean, yeah, it's not a Thursday game. It's a Friday game. You had, 2 less days to prepare than your Sunday game. But you are at home. The Bears, 8-3 as well. For some reason, the Bears, they just they're just winning. And it's not like it's impressive, but they're winning. I mean, they're doing it in close fashion, close games, but they're not playing anybody special. I mean, we look who they've played. Let's look at the last 7 weeks going back. Steelers, Vikings, Giants, Bengals. Who Bengals now they're different with Joe Burrow back, of course. Ravens, they lost that one. Saints and Commanders. So they're winning these games, but they're not beating anybody special. What's really going to count is here when we end the season 2 games against the Packers, 1 against the Lions, today's game against the Eagles. Now we'll really see what the Bears are made of. This team offensively, I have not been a Caleb Williams fan, but he seems to have his moments where he's getting it done. I mean, they have no problem throwing the ball. They have no problem running the ball. Second in rushing yards per game, 142. Defensively, though, we know Philadelphia, how good they are. They're going to get after it. They're going to get after Caleb Williams. They're going to make him run, make some bad decisions. There's not any crazy injuries or anything that I'm seeing that's really going to be that big of a difference maker. I would lean Chicago here. I think they are a better team than the 7 points is showing here. The Eagles, again, they there's just something about them. They haven't quite. They're not the team from last year that won the Super Bowl, right? They can't seem to get it right for some reason, but they're winning. Again, on a game like this, short turnaround, typically I'm going to favor the defenses. I know the Eagles have a much better defense there than the Bears. I don't believe I haven't even checked the injury on the Bears linebackers to see if they're in or out. I'll see if I can go through that real quick. If I can find it out now. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Bears are going to do much on defense. With that number, it may end right on that number, that Eagles -7. So this one I probably wouldn't have any action on. I don't even know if I would watch this game. There's other games going on for me, college basketball, college football especially, that we can watch rather than the Bears Eagles. It's one of those I may flip to during commercials, but I don't have any play on it. I don't have a lean either way, Bears or Eagles. I would probably just look at an under. Again, shorter week, favors defense. Eagles have a tough defense. They struggle offensively. I just think points are going to be hard to come by. I would lean the under 43.5 on the NFL game today. Let's get to college football. We'll stick with football. Getting into college football. There are quite a few good games today. Obviously, the 2 main ones, Georgia Tech, Texas A&M. We're going to talk about those. You do have other interesting ones, Arizona State, late night game. But let's talk about Georgia Tech. What type of implication does this have, right? I mean, we know Georgia Tech now is, I believe, out of it. Georgia, what do they benefit by winning this game? I mean, sure, their record, but it's not like it's a must win. They're already in the playoff. So that spread currently 16.5. Is that really where we want to go with it? Are we really wanting Georgia to win by 16.5? I mean, why do they get up for this game and blow them out by 3 touchdowns? Essentially, that's what you're asking for. You're asking for at least 3 touchdown win here. I don't know if I would be on that with Georgia. I would lean more Georgia Tech just because they still got something to prove. They're 9-2. They want to end the season on a positive note here. They want that momentum. I would like to lean Georgia Tech here again with the number. It just seems like offensively they should be able to get something going. We know how good Georgia is defensively. I mean, they have the 5th ranked rushing defense, only allowing 87 yards per game. And that's going to be tough for Haynes King. That's what he loves to do. He loves to run the ball. He loves to throw it. We know Georgia is going to have some great defensive schemes to really get Georgia Tech on their toes. Again, how motivated are these guys day after Thanksgiving? Yeah, they want to win. Of course, they want to win. Are they going to win by 21? I don't know. I would lean Georgia Tech here on this game. It's just one of those where I feel like it's kind of sleepy for Georgia. They just get by with the win. Georgia Tech comes out and plays a little bit harder and covers that big number there, 16 and a half. A&M and Texas. Now, this one in particular has a lot of interest. This game, 6:30 tonight, right? It's going to be kind of the one that's on the main stage. Everyone's going to be tuning in for this one. You know how I feel about A&M. I've been high on them all year. I have them ranked number one currently. This is going to be a very tough test for A&M against Texas here. We know Texas is capable of winning and beating these games or beating these teams. I mean, they did it when they beat Florida. They beat Vanderbilt. They can beat teams. Oklahoma. I'm sorry, they lost to Florida. I meant Oklahoma. We know that they can step up, especially at home in Austin. It's tough to play there. As much as I love A&M here, I think Texas wins this one. There's just that type of feeling, this type of game. These two teams that really know each other, and going to some of these and tailgating these in the past before, you kind of have that feeling where Texas, man, they're going to be pumped. They're going to be ready for this game. I know A&M will as well, but that's, kind of a very short number, the 2.5. The books are telling you take A&M minus 2.5. They'll win by touchdown there. Yeah, or I'm sorry, a field goal. I don't know about that. I would take Texas plus 2.5. If it goes to overtime and you get into that whole thing where they're going back and forth with touchdowns, getting to triple overtime, you're going 2-point conversions. You can get the cover that way. I would lean Texas here. We know they're good defensively. They're not A&M defensively, but they are very good. They're very close. Offensively, again, we know they have their moments. They struggle a lot. But it feels like one of those games where A&M is just not quite prepared. And if they do get down late, like they did against South Carolina, it's not going to be an easy comeback the way they did there against Texas. So Texas is much tougher. I would lean Texas here. I would even like them on the money line even. As much as I love A&M this year, it just feels like a spot where Texas is going to be the one who kind of wins this one and takes it. Other games, college football, not really going to have much interest in. Utah, Kansas, 11 a.m. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Again, not much interest in those. I prefer to lean more just college basketball for looking at these times early in the morning. So let's transition over to college basketball. We'll talk about that really quick, and then we'll talk a little bit of NBA Cup. Not much. Just want to touch on that because there is a future that I do like for NBA Cup. So for anyone who's into betting futures, DraftKings got some great odds. Again, I don't have DraftKings here, so I will not be betting DraftKings, but I've got ProfitX. Unfortunately, they don't have the NBA Cup winner there, so we're not going to use ProfitX for that one. College basketball, let's talk about number 13, Illinois, number 5, UConn. This one's taking place in Madison Square Garden. Currently, UConn a minus 4.5-point favorite. That number just moved from minus 3.5. So money coming in on UConn. I like Illinois in this spot. I think UConn, we're kind of seeing they're not as great as UConn of the past. Yes, they're a phenomenal team, but they struggled against BYU when they won there. They lost to Arizona. Other than that, they have not been tested. Not been tested at all with the other teams they've played. Yeah, they're 5-1, but that doesn't hold a lot of weight. I mean, if we look at the other side on Illinois, in the same sort of boat, right? They haven't been tested much besides Texas Tech and Alabama, and they split those games. Won Texas Tech, lost to Alabama in close games there as well. This one, I would expect another close game for Illinois and UConn. You're getting that number 4.5. That's where I like to be. Illinois offensively, they're just very good. They can shoot the ball. They can shoot the three. UConn can as well, but rebounding is where Illinois is really going to have that advantage. with those size, with those two interior guys, I would lean Illinois here. We know UConn is very good defensively. I just think it's a game where, Illinois comes out, Stojakovic gets going, the brothers get going as well. And, we just kind of have a really good, tough fought, close game here where it comes down to the wire. I will lead Illinois plus the points on this one here. And I'm just kind of going through seeing if there's any injuries. I'm not seeing anything. Visic, he's good to go. All these guys are good to go. Ty Rogers, nothing on him. No, we're good here, I think. So I'm leaning Illinois. Terrace Reed for UConn. He's a game time decision. I think he's going to be good to go. He was out versus Bryant, but I would say he's probably going to be good to go here. That's going to help UConn a little bit on the interior. But I would still lean Illinois, which might make sense why that line moved from 3.5 to 4.5. I'm sure there's information coming in on him being good to go. So I would take Illinois still at the 4.5 there. 11:30 start time for that one. Next one is going to be number 24 Vanderbilt, St. Mary's. 12 p.m. start time. So that one 30 minutes after. I'll be switching over back and forth to both of these games. Vanderbilt laying at 3.5 right now against St. Mary's. Yesterday I faded St. Mary's. We saw what they did and how they responded against Wichita State when they kept that one very close. They did not let up defensively. They are very good defensively. They shot the three better yesterday. I thought they were going to still struggle, but they didn't. They found their shot from three a little bit. St. Mary's is very, very tough defensively. Probably, one of the, 15th ranked defensive rating right now. They're up there. They're very good. They're very disciplined on defense. If you watch those games, man, they switch the zone they play. They mix it up. St. Mary's is very good and can keep Vanderbilt on their toes. Vanderbilt, we know, is very good offensively, right? Fast-paced team. They want to get up and down the court. They want to shoot threes. They like to move the ball around a lot. Vanderbilt's that, again, you're getting two different style of plays here. Slow pace court for St. Mary's, up tempo, quick shots, move the ball for Vanderbilt. It's one of those games kind of similar to the Illinois-UConn game. You just take the underdog there with the points. It could be another one of those close games here as well. I would lean St. Mary's, not confidently, but I would lean St. Mary's to at least cover the 3.5 there for this game. One that I'm also going to get into, kind of a random game here. Washington and Colorado. So that's your Acrisure Holiday Classic Championship. 3:30 start time. Again, no one's probably going to be watching this. People will probably be watching Bears, Eagles, or Georgia Tech. But when it is halftime, you can switch over maybe to this one if you want to as well. 3:30 start time Central. Washington 5-1 against Colorado 6-0. I've talked about both of these teams in the past. Washington, we knew, was going to take some time to gel. They're starting to get it together. I don't know if Hans Steinbach is going to be ready. I'm trying to find information on him. Last game, November 14th. I don't know if he's going to be in. It looks like he may be in. Bryson Tucker as well. Not seeing anything. So with those injuries, right, we're not really sure what we're going to get out of Washington. Colorado, I've liked what I've seen from Colorado. They can shoot the ball. They played a tough, solid defense against San Francisco yesterday, and they handled it. First half was tight, then they kind of pulled away there in the second half. I like what Colorado does. They shoot the ball well. If we just look at what they did yesterday, 40% from three. I love that. Steals, assists, 19 assists. That's wonderful. 5 blocks. Didn't really turn the ball over, only 7 turnovers. Again, in the paint is where Colorado is going to succeed, but they can also shoot from 3. Washington, if they don't have Steinbach or Bryson Tucker, it's going to be tough for them interior wise. I would lean Colorado here. It looks like that number might actually be around a 2.5 now. I would then lean Colorado here. If I'm just looking at the rest of the guys, other injuries, not seeing anything else that's really concerning. But like I said, if no Tucker, no Steinbach, it's Colorado all day for me. You lose a lot of size with those guys. Colorado's going to eat them up in the interior. I would probably go ahead and take that now. That number moved to 2.5. So maybe it's signs that these guys for Washington are not going to be in. I would take Colorado plus 2.5. That may be the play here as we're finishing up the show that I give out as my play is Colorado plus 2.5. I'll see what that number is on Profit X here at the end. And then after that, there's really not a lot of other college basketball games we're going to talk about. I mean, Wisconsin, TCU is kind of interesting, right? TCU beating Florida there now, and now these guys are meeting to go play the Rady Children's Invitational Championship. I don't know about Wisconsin. Yeah, they beat Providence, but they got destroyed by BYU there. Other than that, they haven't played a lot of tough competition. TCU, I think, would be less of an underdog. It would be maybe around a 3.5, 4.5 if they didn't have that nasty loss to New Orleans. Other than that, I mean, they lost to Michigan by 3. That's their only other loss. They beat Florida. They've beat the other smaller schools that they've played with no problem. So TCU could be 5-1 as well. If they were, I think this number again would be around the 3.5 or 4.5 range. But you're getting 6.5. The books probably expect TCU to not have another performance like they did against Florida. I'm not buying that. I would lean TCU here plus 6.5. I think defensively they've done really well. Again, Michigan only losing by 3, and we just kind of see I don't see any injuries there. Nothing with TCU. Wisconsin, man, Wisconsin's kind of always that same team. They shoot the 3. We know they're going to want to shoot from the perimeter. It's no surprise there. Defensively, they're solid, but sometimes with Wisconsin, if their 3s aren't falling, then they get in trouble. They can get behind. Could this be one of those games? It could. Yesterday, obviously, they had no problem. What did they shoot? 14 for 40 from 3 yesterday, 35%. So they just love to shoot the 3. I think TCU, like I said, if they're able to rebound the ball and they're able to kind of limit that 3-point shooting from Wisconsin, I think TCU covers that number. That's 6.5. I would lean TCU there. Other than that, BYU, Dayton, BYU again. We talked about that one against Miami, right? We said it's going to come down to free throws at the end, and they were just going to barely cover that number. I believe it was at 8.5, and I was like, yeah, they're going to end up winning by 9. They're going to, get the last few free throws that puts them over that number. They ended up winning by 10, but we were just pretty much right on the money there with BYU and Miami yesterday. Do they do the same thing again today against Dayton? I don't think so. I think Dayton's pretty tough. I think Dayton is tough defensively. They're a streaky team too. If their 3s are on, they're going to be tough to beat. I mean, yesterday against Georgetown, 42% from 3. I like that with Dayton. Yeah, maybe they don't do anything in the paint, but they can shoot the 3 very well. We know BYU is going to control the paint. We know with their size, that's what they're going to want to do. Are they going to shoot the 3? Yeah, I'm sure. But, I would lean Dayton here. Big number, 10.5. I wouldn't be surprised if BYU wins it, but I would lean Dayton here. I think a lot of underdogs is what we're kind of leaning today with a lot of these college basketball games. Let's get to NBA before we end the show, before I give out my play. We'll talk a little bit about the NBA. I want to pull up the NBA Cup here. So this is what I was talking about today, NBA Cup. We've got games going on You can see the standings here. Raptors have already clinched. Lakers have already clinched for the NBA Cup. There's one team in particular that I'm really liking just what they've been doing as of late to win this thing, and that's going to be the Miami Heat. If we just look at what the Miami Heat have done right now, especially that Tyler Hero, he's back. You're getting that boost in 3-point shooting there as well. They're a team of I don't know how you want to say this, but like a team of misfits, right? I mean, Wiggins, he came over, right? Once you lost Jimmy Butler, this team's been trying to find their identity. They've got Norman Powell, who's kind of the guy now. Andrew Wiggins, I guess, can kind of backseat to him, but Tyler Hero is now like that's got to be your main guy. I'm liking what Miami has done. I wish Hawkes would get more minutes as well, even with Tyler Hero back. But just looking at again what Miami has done, they beat the Bucks, they beat the Sixers, the Bulls, the Warriors, they beat the Knicks, they beat the Cavs. This team, they can win games. I like Miami to win the NBA Cup. And I talked about this earlier in the show. DraftKings was the only one of the few that I found it on that had NBA Cup, where you can pick the future there. So that one, let's go find it real quick because, man, I'm telling you, Miami, I would look out for them to win the NBA Cup. If we're looking at futures here, NBA Cup winner, Miami 20-1. So you're getting 20-1 on Miami. I do like Toronto as well. They seem to be playing very well together. Nice solid team effort there for Toronto. But I think Miami is going to win the NBA Cup. I like them at 20-1. If you can get down on some action on that, I would take Miami to win the NBA Cup, and we'll save that clip here for whenever that does happen. We can all reference back. Oh yeah, Paul Rami talked about it on Friday after Thanksgiving. Man, what was it? 20-1 he got? Jesus. That's why I would lean 20-1 Miami Heat to win the NBA Cup. As for tonight's game or today's free play, the one that I will be giving, we talked about it. It's going to be back in college basketball. That's going to be Colorado. And I want to find the current number on Profit X, see what we're getting here for Colorado against Washington. So let's scroll down to these, find the 3:30 start time. Lots of games in college basketball, lots of action today. No excuses to not make some money today. Colorado, current number looks like about a 3. We can get it. 3.5s are gone. And what's great about Profit X is we can request the number. So we're going to go Colorado +3. And then we're going to put in that request to see if we can get it matched on the other side. And we're going to go -105. We'll give +105 on the other side. So Colorado +3 -105. Shouldn't have a problem getting a +105 on the other side. So Colorado +3 -105. That's going to be the play for today. Lots of action again, NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball. Good luck with all your bets. I will be back on Tuesday. Again, go to sportbetextra.com because I will still be posting plays for tomorrow and Sunday, Monday. Everything is online there. Go subscribe. Go get access. You'll get all the plays. Follow me on X. Follow me on YouTube at Paul Rami. I'm always posting on there as well. Good luck today. Have some fun, and let's get after it.